This is exactly what we've been looking for. This isn't just some random planet, Isaac. They found the source.
Our window's coming up. We go now or not at all.
I'm seeing mines at 2,000 meters.
Targeting computer, spinning up.
Here's where the fun begins. We're coming in too hot.
Give me a course correction.
The plates are shaking loose. We're dropping like a rock.
Ah, shit.
Isaac, do you copy? Isaac!
Ellie! Ellie! Carver! Oh, shit! Great! Now he's pissed!
Let's get one thing straight, Clark. We came to this frozen shithole to stop the markers, and nothing,
God damn it!
not you or your obsession with Ellie, is gonna get in my way. You got that?
I know why I'm doing this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So as you can clearly see, this isn't the same old Dead Space anymore. Dead Space 3. The trailer looks really good. Looks really fun. I like the whole idea of the drop-in, drop-out co-op. You know, like sometimes you get tired of playing and you want to take a break, so you could just drop out and who else you're playing with can continue going. Like, I always thought that was a cool idea. I think the first time I ever saw that was like Lego Star Wars. I don't know if that was the first game to ever have drop-in, drop-out. Probably wasn't, but that was one of the first games I've ever played that it was, like, you know, promoted, like, drop-in, drop-out, co-op. So, this one has it. As you can basically see, it's way more action-oriented than it is on the horror, which is a kind of a letdown. The whole fun of... I guess they had to mix it up to say, because, like, in my opinion, I bought Dead Space 1, I loved it. It was amazing. It had a perfect balance of action, had a perfect balance of scares and horror. Like, you were actually afraid, like your booty hole was puckering every time you hit a corner, like, oh, please, don't let there be something there, please, you know? Then Dead Space 2 came out and it got more epic. Like, it got more, it wasn't, I wouldn't say hardcore action oriented, but it got more like that Uncharted feeling. That's, I'm gonna fucking patent that, the Uncharted feeling. You know what I mean? How, like, when fucking Isaac, like, fell through the ceiling of that spaceship and was like, "Rah, rah," and then, like, he's getting tossed around like a rag doll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all that just epic shit be going down. So it got really, really epic in the second one. The problem I had with the second game was all the scares were old. Like, I mean old as in, like, you already know a necromorph is going to pop from the ceiling right here. You already know a necromorph is going to bust through this grating right here. Like, you've already played the first one so much that when you get to the second one, you're like, okay, I know something's going to come at me. They do add in all of those new enemies, like those little babies and stuff. Like, that's fucking frightening. The Pack, they're called, right? That was alright, you know. When you first come across them, they're scary, but then when you find out that they die in one hit, they're not that big of a deal anymore. Probably the most annoying enemies that didn't scare me, but they made me go like, oh, fuck. Those things that were like little raptors that would come out and headbutt you. I fucking hated those things. But, like, just Dead Space 2 to me didn't feel... It was still scary, but it didn't have that same feeling. To me, Dead Space 1 had that, like, scary, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next feeling. To me, Dead Space 2 had that, like, I got 9 bullets and 52 enemies in front of me. Let's get it on. Like, that's what Dead Space 2 felt like to me. You constantly had that stress of, like, will you survive another hour in this hellhole? Like, so, like, I don't know. Like, to me, the first one just felt like more of, like, a pop-out scary horror, you're afraid. While 2 felt more like a, I'm afraid I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to make it. I'm gonna have to fight. Which, in my opinion, that's true survival horror, I guess. Like, you know, it's called survival horror. You survive, you use your brain to live. Like, you decide whether, do you want to put 9 bullets in this guy right here and then run from that other guy, or do you want to put, you know, 3 in him to knock him down, and then 3 in him to knock the other guy down, and then run. Like, you have to decide how to conserve your health, your ammo. So I always like that, you know. That's my favorite thing about survival horrors, is that whole feeling of dismay. Like, that feeling of, like, all hope is lost. Like, fuck, I am so screwed. But then I get that, like, bring it on, you know? Let's do it. But the whole co-op thing, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, you know, cool, I get to play this with someone. But then Resident Evil 5 flashed in my mind, and I'm like, no! Please, no! Because, like, I don't know, game developers, you need to understand that games aren't scary when you constantly have someone with you. They then become funny. And what I mean by funny is, like, come on, like, 90% of the time, unless you both are big-ass chickens, one person is going to try to lighten up the mood so that you're not, like, pissing each other's pants, you know? So, like for example, like, when I play with, like, Brain, when I play scary games with Brain, we crack jokes and stuff so that we don't, like, cry. So it doesn't make it scary anymore. Like, when you're playing with someone, it doesn't make it scary. If someone's constantly got your back or with you, it's not scary. Unless they pull some scary shit like, you know, oh, we've been separated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, separation is probably the scariest thing that could happen to you when you're with a partner. Is barely surviving with both of you fighting to the point where you get split up and then you're like, oh, shit. Like, that's probably the only part that I think, in my opinion, that would probably be scary in this game. I saw that you also fight normal people alongside Necromorphs. I don't mean alongside like they're, let's buddy up and take this bitch out. No, I mean like you know, one part you're fighting people, one part you're fighting Necromorphs. Like, I guess that's to split up the action. It kind of reminds me of the format of Fear. You know how Fear goes, like you fight people for a little bit, like it's hardcore first-person shooter, tearing up, squeezing, doing them little bicycle kicks. Then all of a sudden it gets quiet, and that's when the freaky shit starts happening. That's what I think Dead Space is gonna have. That little, I think it's gonna have that flow to it, where it's like one moment it's like hardcore, like two pistol bang bang, and then the next moment you're gonna want to like hug your mom. Like, hopefully they'll go with that format, or maybe mix it together. Who knows? I don't know. It's a little too early to figure out what they're gonna do. You know, we have to see more gameplay, I guess, and actually get our hands on the game before we can make that decision. But I don't know. A lot of people, from what I've read and heard from people, only maybe like 1 or 2 guys that have actually contacted me was like, it looks so much fun. But most people are saying that, like, it looks good, but I'm a little afraid that the horror aspect is going to be out the window. You know, it's going to be another Resident Evil 5, where they try to market it as a scary game, but you'd have to be like 5 years old to be afraid of something like this, you know?
So, that's just all that I've got to say about it. That's the thoughts I have. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the horror is still there? Like, well, we can't really tell, but do you think they're gonna go away from the horror and be more action with a little bit of horror? More action oriented, you know? Transform it more into a third-person shooter that scares you once every few hours or something, you know? Do you think they're going to go to that format, or do you think they're going to balance it really well, where it's action, non-stop action, to scaring the shit out of you? Like, what do you guys think? You know, do you like that they're going this way? Do you wish they'd go back? In my opinion, I think that they should stick with the Dead Space 2 format of survival. Because, like, you know, in the first game, I didn't really have a problem with running out of ammo. I got low, but I never really ran out. While in Dead Space 2, I don't know if in the walkthrough. No, it wasn't in the walkthrough, because when I first did my first playthrough was on hard, and ammo was really scarce, and I had that like dismay feeling, like I'm so fucked, you know. I think they should do it like that, where that, in my opinion, the truly scary parts should maybe when you separate, where like, okay, we only have 12 bullets split in between both of us. You're the better shot, keep me alive. Like, you know, like something like that, or let's go 50-50, but then you're both screwed, because what is 6 shots gonna do? Fucking tickle it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just the thought of having someone else to be with you, so now you have to worry about someone else, maybe afraid that that person may get his ass raped by something in that corner over there, or he might get his face molested in that bathroom. Like, you have to worry about your partner constantly, stay back to back. I guess that adds like another sense of horror, of abandonment and daddy issues. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Just all in all, to sum it all up, it looks fun, but it doesn't look like the same kind of fun that the past two games have given us. But it still looks fun. I'll give it a chance and play it. Who knows? We might get the shit surprised out of us. You never know. You never know till it actually comes out. Then you can determine if it's crap or not. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know in the... What do you guys think? Bye! Bye-bye!